got a track, Find a New, and then you did like a I don't like an album with a Casual. You connected with Hiero and Souls of Mischief. How did you get up with them?
Just through the industry, man. We got a few mutual friends, man. But Casual and me, man, we was just alike with the music. We just really bonded on music, and we did that whole album just me and him hanging out. We did that together. That wasn't no sending stuff. He came to Columbus and I went to Oakland. A little bit of both, and it was good, man. But and the High Rose was just up there, man. They blessed us, man. Dell did a song. He did a joint with us, and we got Opio and Festo. So it was good, man. The High Rose are some of my, them is my peoples, man. They are incredible, like just as artists. You already know, though.
Yeah, definitely some giants as well. Shout out to the Bay, man. I love the Bay Area. They got some very, very creative people and revolutionary people as well. Educated people. A lot of people come from that area.
Definitely.
Yeah, let me see. You worked with a lot of people, man. You connected with Roberson.
I did.
Pleasure Before Pain. If you could talk about that a little bit, he's a phenomenal vocalist, man.
Man, Eric is a genius, man. I was blessed to be able to, have an opportunity to work with him, and that was for me some of my best times. I was really doing more of the soul at the time, and so I ended up working with him. I did Aloe Black, Middle Child. I got to work with a lot of good artists, man. But Eric is genius, man. He actually did that in my old house, man. My first house. He came by. It was during football season, so we was watching football, and my wife cooked some food, and it was good. We just relaxed, and then he did the joint. It was dope. And then we finished it actually at his crib in Jersey. Yeah, he had Ty Trebet's brother do the bass.
Wow, that's what's up. I appreciate you sharing that. Now I was looking online. They say you got a Ph.D. You're a professor.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, is it okay to ask you about that? Because that's amazing, man.
Of course. What you want to know?
Oh, I mean, coming from the hood, we don't know a lot of people with PhDs. This what inspired you to want to do that? What was that process like? And on top of that, you hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You really, really like because producer like you work with Talib Kweli, you work with Mos Def, you work with Hiero. Those are just as much your songs as they are their songs. But a lot of times the producers, they don't get their flowers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you like one of the greatest musicians on the planet, you know what I'm saying, with that catalog. So just talk about just balancing both and being motivated and
So I started teaching in 2002, man. I started teaching 5th grade, and I fell in love with it. So because music wasn't paying all the bills for me, man. I'm from Ohio and I'm from Columbus, and I didn't really want to leave. So I ended up doing education and music. And so the education just started, I started to fall in love with teaching students. And so I got my master's and pushed forward and got my PhD. And so now my goal has been to combine hip hop and education. And that's what I've been doing, man. At Ohio University, I started the first hip hop based education hip hop certificate. And that is in motion right now. And I started that, you know what I'm saying? At Ohio State, I started the first actual hip hop culture class, and I teach that currently. So, I'm trying to combine the two and just let everybody know that hip hop is it's an important cultural revolution that needs to be recognized, and it should be recognized in higher ed as well.
Yeah, man, most definitely. You planting some major seeds. And I know hip hop, we just celebrated 50 years, so we still going and still growing. Now I could just ask you this, like from your perspective, why do you think that hip hop isn't or education in hip hop isn't as celebrated as it once was? Like at least like when you had like KRS and Rakim and they was coming with the knowledge and that was like one of the most important things, but it's like that took a back seat.
I think part of it is the powers that be have pushed us away from that. The corporations and the media conglomerates have pushed us more toward um, the now generation, the get it now, the microwave, the sex, money, and drugs, and so that's what's pushed more to our young people rather than a KRS-One type of MC and that kind of thing. And you still see like a Kendrick or a J. Cole still spitting knowledge, but they don't get as much push and press as a Lil this or Young that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who gets the push. It's the the other stuff. And that's the thing about hip hop. It can be all of it. It can be, why can't we get entertainment and why can't we get, drugs and whatever? Like it should be a variety. When me and you was growing up, we had a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You'd hear De La Soul and you hear Public Enemy, then you might hear Luke, and then you might hear you know what I'm saying? Like it would just, you hear a little bit of everything, and it just isn't as much like that. And it's because the powers that be, man, the media conglomerates, etc., they push an agenda. So
Yeah, definitely, man. I can agree with that. Cause it's like you say, it could be a balance, it could be a variety. But even with that, like say like back then, you might have Wu-Tang, you might have Outkast, you might have Bone Thugs. They sounded completely different. Their styles was different, and even their beats was different. If you put Wu-Tang on some Bone beats or Bone on some Outkast beats, it would be a different product. Where now it's kind of like it's like the same song, but it's like the same hook, the same tempo again and again and again. You know what I'm saying?
it's like the same record, man. You hit play and it's every artist sound just alike. And and that's the thing. The cool thing is with the power of internet, like I deal with a lot of students that find other music. Like they don't just listen to what's pushed on them, which is good, but what's pushed. So the average person who don't really know about hip hop, they think hip hop is all, just Chief Keef. Like that's it. All of y'all like that. All of y'all drugs, money, murder, kill, sex. That's all hip hop is. And so it's like, yo, we're not. We're deep. It's deep. You can hear all kinds of different stuff.